Male users of Reddit, what is the most annoying thing about being a guy? Walking into a public restroom and getting your shoes stuck to the ground because of all the dried piss on the floor. Edit, holy. Thank you for all the likes and that gold, kind stranger. Having to make the first move. When it gets hot out and our ping-pongs stick to the inside of our leg like tennis balls onto Velcro. Honestly, I think the most annoying thing is the competitiveness of other males, especially when it comes to women. I've been out with GFS and some dude will come up and blatantly start hitting on her. We'd make it apparent that we're together and then the ridicule starts. You're with this guy? I bet he really sucks at _______. I could be better than him. That alpha male garbage bugs the hell out of me. You're expected to just deal with a lot of things that girls would get help with. Trying to shave those darn hairs on your Adam's apple without slicing your throat open. I'm not sure if it's just a guy thing, but those weird pants boners. When you sit down and the zipper area folds up and looks like a boner, and stays that way, no matter how much you readjust your pants. Having no idea when a chick is into me. I literally had a chick call me so cute earlier and I have no idea what she meant by that. Everything in your life is a competition. Every fluffing thing. I hate shaving my face so often. Knowing that when I get older I will have a ballsack that resembles 2 golf balls banging around in a old worn-out sock. Can't wait for that. Expectations of the society, which will inevitably and conveniently vary based on the circumstances, and more often than not, once fulfilled, you'd still be largely uncredited for, since that's what men, guys are, supposed to do. Never being approached by women. I'm sure it also has to do a lot with looks, but I can't really change that, and multiple back-to-back rejections make you less interested in trying to initiate. You just feel like a bother at a certain point. Peeing, then shaking it, even dabbing the tip with a square of tissue, but still dribbling a little piss in my drawers. Also, butt hair. But the stigma that every time I talk to a woman I don't know I automatically want to date them, like fluff. Maybe I like talking to women because men don't open up about feelings and women actually listen. Just looking for a friend, man. Shopping for clothes. I've noticed in every clothing store, we have this small corner in the back of the store for our clothes, then the rest of the store is 95% female clothing. The way pee sprays in unpredictable directions sometimes. Tough guys always looking for a fight. When you are single you are supposed to be the aggressive but not too aggressive, and that amount varies according to the girl. Some women prefer to be the initiator but that's rare. Edit assertive, aggressive, take initiative, etc. That singleness, wanting something that's out of my reach, companionship. Life would be so much easier if I simply did not want a girlfriend. It's not like women are to blame. I don't resent anyone other than myself for it. But I hate that I want something that is out of my ability to control. It's inconvenient and causes a lot of suffering. All the societal pressure that on you to initiate, fix, pay, provide, etc. and #X200B, edit, wow, thanks for the awards. Shrinkage is a real thing. I've been in the pool and go home to find my shriveled up slong clinging to my balls like a baby to a mother's teat. Having to feel I have to stay quiet about the way I feel about my body. Edit, I just want to say thanks you for all the kind words you have shared. I just want you guys to know I will talk to someone about this and you guys don't have to worry. Also thank you for the 2 silvers even if they really don't mean much, they are my first ever awards. Or, getting very few, no compliments from my so. I want to be told nice things about myself too. Probably the fact that we're expected to have the courage to approach women at bars or wherever else, which wouldn't be so intimidating if the perception of said flirting didn't depend entirely on how attractive they happen to find us. We're told, the worst thing she can do is say no, but it feels pretty garbage tea when she and her friends straight up laugh as you walk away, or even worse, to your face. As someone fairly middle of the road in terms of looks, it's like, oh boy, am I gonna have a fun conversation or are she and her friends gonna laugh at me? Let's roll those dice. Most of the women I talk to who decide they're not interested are polite about it and I appreciate those people, but some are just mean, and most of us guys aren't quite as emotionless as we're supposed to be. That stuff is a big feels bad. Edit, thanks for my first silvers guys, waking up to this was a surprise. I sincerely thought this would be buried when I wrote it last night. Edit 2, listen friends, 2 things. First of all, let's not turn this into a woman-bashing thread, it really is only a minority of them that have acted that way. Second, the bar was just an example, but no, I don't look for meaningful lifelong connections in bars, I promise. I do appreciate the advice though. Edit 3. Wait a minute, Reddit just lets you directly PM the person that gives you silver, gold and they can keep their anonymity. Why do people do these edits to thank them? Thank you for the gold, kind stranger, sincerely, but you know. Baldness. Some can make it work for them, but most can't. Being the person to go check out the noise that just happened in a creepy place, to promptly be brutally murdered by some evil demon spirit. Edit. Thank you for the silver, kind Redditor. Butt hairs. I have no idea what evolutionary advantage these things provided us, but I can absolutely say they are unnecessary in the modern world. Being treated like a criminal until proven otherwise. Society's view of what's masculine when you're a straight small male that doesn't try to be super masculine. People instantly assuming you're a pedophile when you try to talk to younger girls, like can't I just be nice? Girls aren't judged when they talk to younger guys. The expectations of being strong, tough or whatever. Having to know when girls are into you. I'm a very dense young man, have only had one GF and it was not a pleasant experience in hindsight. If a girl could make an actual move, like come over and talk to me or ask me if I want to hang out instead of trying to throw looks at me or stuff like that, it would be super helpful. I'm also aware I'm not hot or anything, but I feel like being on this earth for 19 years there has to have been more than just that one girl that is interested in me. Edit. After seeing a few other replies I realized that with girls, women accusing guys of being a creep or whatnot, girls making moves on guys would make a lot more sense. I actually feel so scared when I talk to unfamiliar girls because I try to be nice and helpful, but I feel I can't approach without being accused of being a weirdo/creep. Edit 2. What I mean is I'm very dense when it comes to signs and looks given by girls. Most of my fiends are too. So if a girl just came up and started a conversation with men, a lot of problems would be avoided. Emo. This might seem petty or dumb, but right now, my fiancé and I are planning our wedding. She's female, I'm male, we're a hetero couple. I'm super into the planning. I'm not at all a typical macho, can't be bothered with the frills and pomps type of dude. I'm having fun helping putting together this day for my best friend and I. Every time we meet with a vendor they solely talk to her and ignore me entirely, acting on an assumption that she's a typical bridezilla, planning this day single-handedly and I'm just some bro she's shacking up with. When I do pitch in, the vendors almost act in an "ook, don't worry big guy, leave this to the adults" kind of way. It's more obvious in some than it is in others, but it's darn infuriating. It's extremely frustrating and belittling. My fiancé is aware of it, and sticks up for me when necessary, like snap dude, you're darn straight I've got an opinion on the aesthetic of our F at $ing orchid placement, take me seriously. Edit. Thanks for the awards. These electronic medals for a brief ranting sesh oddly makes me feel a little better. Funny, life is. The fact no matter how hard I try I always catch myself staring at boobs. Being lumped on with other guys like we are a big subculture. Edit. I know that this isn't only a guy problem. Trying to take a garbage early in the morning whilst having an erection, but that's just the beginning. You then have to hold your schlong so it doesn't touch the water, because there's this unknown fear of what could happen to it when in contact with the forbidden water. Could it fell off? Nobody knows, we may never know. Edit. You guys had me cracking up so much with the schlong size comments, that I woke up 2 family members, 6:30 a.m. Also, toilets here have too much water. Always being expected to make the first move towards the woman. Shaving. No matter how close you shave, you're scratchy. Normally, that's fine, but you really can't get smooth enough for a lady friend. I can do a nice wet shave with 4 passes and my wife will still complain that I'm scratchy. I don't even have a heavy beard. I just have really stiff hair in the goatee area. I even had a barber give me a nice wet shave the other day and he gave up. He criticized me for having bristly hair. It's better if I keep a few days of stubble. That's less scratchy apparently. I know women shave much larger area. I understand. I shave my armpits, recommend for all men, it's awesome. That lasts for days and is pretty easy. Shaving one's face sucks. It's like shaving a scrub brush. Assuming everything doesn't mean anything to me, like I love my friends and girlfriend, I like my stuff, people don't seem to get that. Accidentally sitting on my nuts. Living in fear of being labeled as a creep or pervert for trying to talk to a girl. Absent-minded slong touching. I'll be fondling myself and not even realize it, and when I do notice I feel like a piece of garbage. Not remembering everything that has ever happened in the past during our relationship. Always having to move my lil guy so it isn't uncomfortable. Edit. OMG, thank you for the awards. Edit 2. This is the first time my thread ever got this long. Geez. Being horny practically all the time. It affects the way I think and behave. Sometimes I want to be productive and focus on other things, but my brain is having none of it. It's like a generalized anxiety, but on my slong.